harder you grind, the bigger your dream. The harder you grind, the bigger your dream. The harder you grind, the bigger your dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. Y'all now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. I got a young king in the building, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
Yes, sir. My name is Anthony Childress, and I'm the CEO of Solid Clothing, LLC.
Okay. How you feeling, man? How you feeling,
I'm great, bro.
That's
I'm excited
great
to be here. Thank you again for inviting me and providing me this opportunity to be on your platform and have my presence in the building.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So, like, how was your week, though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Good, productive week?
Yeah, it was productive. Just work in the daytime, and then right now I'm remodeling my house a little bit, so a little project on the side.
That's
outside of business.
That's all right.
Business-wise, just planning to restock some of my old products and planning for future drops.
That's all right. So for the people that don't really know you, like your childhood, like coming up, like born, raised, like, you know what I'm saying? Where you from and, like, you know, if you want to share that.
Got you. So I was born and raised in Capitol Heights, Maryland. So back and forth, I started out in C Pleasant side, so on the border of D.C., basically C Pleasant, Capitol Heights, and PG County, Maryland. So that's where I grew up at the most times. I went to middle school at William Hall Academy, just around Capitol Heights. I went to high school at Suitland High School, graduated from there. And then I went on to do a couple years at Georgetown University. So I had a great opportunity and experience doing that, playing football. So
that's all right, man. So you this game of football, first of all, like with football, right? Like, how did you find that too? Because I feel like, you know, when you grow up and you find like a sport or something that you love, like what really attracted you to the game, or, you know, things
See,
like
my
that?
transition into falling in love with football was a little different from others.
Okay.
I didn't start out playing organized sports growing up. I started playing football in 9th grade. Many people don't believe that when I tell them.
Okay.
Because of how I turned out. But growing up, I just liked going outside, hanging out, maybe playing throwback tackle, but nothing organized. And then middle school, 8th grade year, I played soccer and then baseball. So that was my first experience with organized sports. So then the summer before transitioning into high school, my cousin was already in high school. He was older than me, so he was playing football. So I went for summer workouts, and I fell in love with working out first. So that's how I got into sports, like football, by working out in the gym. And then over time, I just kept grinding, putting my daily work in, extra workout sessions at the gym or the field, and I transitioned from 9th grade to my senior year, being able to get scholarships.
That's what's up. Yeah, you know, taking advantage of that opportunity, you know, grinding hard and dreaming big. That's what's up. So, did you have like a favorite subject, like in school?
I was pretty good at math. I wasn't a fan of English. I think what it was I didn't really care for it as much, and I think how that became a thing is I didn't really pay attention to the basics starting out. So as it kept progressing and you kept learning new things, like I wasn't good at the basics, so I just never liked it.
Nah, that's all good.
Yeah.
Like vice versa. You just sat
thing.
there and said math was your thing. Math won't really mind. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love English. I love to read. I love to write. So, like, you know what I'm saying? That's second nature. So, transitioning into that, like, this whole clothing line, you know what I'm saying? Staying solid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you come up with this idea, for one? And, like, did you ever fall in love with art, too? Like,
Yeah, so that's the thing. Growing up, I was into art. I used to draw a lot and just be creative, creating things, whether it's sculptures or just anything creative that I thought of and just wanted to bring it to life. I kind of fell out of art for a little while, for a few years. I wasn't really motivated to do art, and like I think I had a bad art teacher who, like, I think in his own way he was trying to push me to develop my art, but I saw it as like criticism, over criticizing me.
Right.
So I just fell out of love with it. But this is a way that I'm tapping back into my creativity, and it allows me to bring things to life that I think are valuable.
okay, that's what's up.
And I came up with the name Solid, which is stand on loyalty in distress, from just sitting down, brainstorming ideas on what things are of value to me personally. And I just thought about my entire life. And the number one thing that came up is family, which ties into the loyalty part of it. Like, as I look at my life, I wouldn't be where I am today without the help of others, whether it be people just driving me to practice, providing me money when I didn't have money, taking care of me in situations where they necessarily didn't have to, but they just looked out for me. So I want to be able to do the same thing and promote that message for others.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So how did you know that this was like a real thing? Because I feel like, all right, you know, you got this idea. Then it's like, okay, I got the design too. Like, what was that moment where you knew, like, I bet, like, I really got a brand now? Like, whoa.
I should have took a picture of my very first logo design. I tried to create it myself from looking at YouTube videos, and it didn't come out right. I had to transfer it into vector form, which is less pixels. I had it in raster form, which is more pixels, so it was pixelated when I got it printed off the website, so it was a terrible logo. And then I just decided to invest in myself and in my brand, so I put up money to an actual designer, and he created this logo for me.
That's
so
what's up.
That was a big step for me at first in investing in myself and in my brand. So then after I had my logo, I was on Google just looking up print shops close. Then I found the print shop that I go to now, KDF Printing, which is on Bright Sea Road. Went there, got my first 24 shirts, and I was still in school at the time. So I was mainly selling my first couple shirts to my friends, teammates, and family members. So that was my first real experience in sales.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And the brand started in what year?
2020.
2020.
So this is the beginning of my third year in business.
Oh, wow. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I'm going to clap that up for that, man. That's lit. That's
appreciate
lit.
you.
Nah, seriously. Because like I said, man, working with you, I know that you, like I said, you used to just have your stuff with you. You know what I'm saying? So the marketing was always A1, obviously, and it was just like either word of mouth, because I know I've seen people with the shirt on. I'm like, I saw like maybe 1 or 2 people with the shirt on, and I'm like, all right, cool, I like that design. All right. Then I don't know, it was like we getting off, and boom, got off, and all of a sudden you had them with you, and I'm like, man, how much is it? And you sat there and told me the price, and I sat there and I bought it, you know? And then I rocked it, because I was just like, look, man, we got to start supporting our own people out here. And if they got something that's dope, go ahead and pour into them. Why not? And then you dropped these.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, all right, man, look, I like the gray. I got a lot of black. You know what I'm saying? I got black hoodies, black, you know. But I'm like, man, the gray look different. Let me go ahead and cop that, too.
New colors coming soon. Stay tuned.
Okay.
But yeah, I appreciate you again for supporting me and purchasing items from me. That's real big, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I mean, like I said, it's pouring into other people because, you know, like I said, with community, like, I just feel like, you know, in the DMV, when it comes to, like, our culture or our swag or our whole bravado, like, you know, this whole notion of, you know, support, it's hard to find sometimes. So what have been some, like, learning curves in the early, you know, stages with the brand? Like,
Starting out, I didn't have a separate bank account for my business. So it was just my personal bank account. So I would have funds coming in, whether it's from work or other places, and then business all going into the same account. So I was spending the money that I was making from my business instead of reinvesting all of that money back into early on. So that's something I learned in my first year that I began working on in my second year, which is now allowing me in my third year to not have them same problems because I'm separating my money from my business and my personal accounts. So that's one of the big ones. Another one that I think creatives or people starting out in business might, especially t-shirt businesses, might go through is trying to compare yourself to other brands who have been established for many years before you. So I kind of dealt with that for a few months because I was looking at all these different brands we got in the city
Right.
and in our area that's popping, but they've been around for, let's say, 5 or maybe more years or more, have more experience than me, and I was trying to keep up with them early on with dropping so many products and different designs back to back, and then I found myself just sitting on product. So that wasn't good because you're not really making no money if you just stocked up with all this money in merchandise that you can't get off right away. So that was another learning experience that I overcame by just slowing down, putting a pause on everything, and just worrying about getting what I have off. To start with a clean slate and then drop some new products.
That's what's up. I mean, like I said, like managing it. I know, like sometimes we look at ourselves and be like, man, you know what? I ain't lit. I ain't popping. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. And they're doing this and they're doing that. So like, you just sat there and said like trying to compete. Early, like out the gate, like, all right, man, I see them doing like 100 shirts, I can do 100 shirts, or I see them doing 50 hoodies, I can do 50 hoodies, like.
And they got the fan base, they got the funds and resources to do that because they've already put their work in, they put their time in to get to this point to be able to do all these things.
Right. Yeah, I think like I said, and life isn't a competition. I feel like, and I had to, I think we all should, try to understand that or try to get a hold of it because I think when you build more and, network more, then you'll be able to do more. So, like, were you able to network with more people along the way with this?
Yes. I haven't networked with as many people as I want to yet, but I'll definitely be in the future. But I've definitely asked advice, whether it's reaching out through social media to well-known brands or people who have more experience than me, asking them for pointers. I've done that before. People I come into contact with who have experience or may know a skill that I don't know, I reach out to them, get their number, and try to keep contact with them in order to help better myself. And I always tell people I meet, if I have any knowledge that I can give you, I'm willing to tell you.
That's what's up, man. Because a lot of people, like, they just feel like, man, I ain't going to tell you this, man. I know this. This the best kept secret, but you're going to have to pay for this. But I'm like, we got to share this information because we're in the information age. That's like, for sure.
And most of the stuff is like, you can find it online. You just got to know where to look, spend time searching for it. But I wouldn't charge you for some information that can help better your life or your situation if I know the process I took to find the information or whether I had to pay for the information. If it can help better you, I'll give it to you for free.
That's what's up, man. That's what staying solid is all about. I feel like that's dope because, like I said, man, we go through a lot of things, trials and tribulations, and a lot of people are like, man, well, I just want to get out. Oh, I know how you can get out, but it's going to cost you. Why would it cost you? Like, what are we doing here? So I think that's very, very dope. So community as well. Like, how important is community to you? Because I feel like when we talk about community, we talk about, the love, the support, and just, things being organic or things being genuine. Where does community come into play for you?
Community comes into play for me based on what I was speaking about earlier, like the village that helped raise me, to help grow me into the man I am today, whether it's been my grandmother, my aunt, my parents, my cousins. I have older cousins who are way older than me, but they're still my cousins who look out for me. My teammates' parents, letting me stay at their homes, providing me food, stuff like that, taking me places, things like that. And a way that I help give back to my community as of today is by feeding the homeless, which I call the less fortunate. I have a program I started, the Food for the Less Fortunate program, where once a month I take supplies and food and water to homeless and pass out bags of food. And I have a team of my family members, whether it be my sister or my cousins, who help me with that process. And I just had an event yesterday where I passed out about 24 bags of supplies with hats, gloves, hand warmers, razors, what else? Sandwiches, waters, Gatorades. Yesterday was my first time providing hot food, which is McDonald's sandwiches. Before then, I was by hand making like turkey and cheese sandwiches or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but that was like a longer process.
Right.
But now I'm trying to provide more quality products for them.
That's what's up, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's definitely dope. I think that's another way that they know that, like, you're a genuine person, like it comes from inside. Because I think a lot of people would be like, all right, well, feeding the homeless, or we walk around, our community and we see people that may be down bad and, may not want to help them, or we just be so prideful or egotistical not to even assist. So I think that's definitely dope that you do that, as well, in addition to the brand that you got. So, navigating through social media, like, I think social media is a weird place. Can we agree?
Mhm.
Okay.
It can be.
So you said we can agree?
It can be.
It can be. Okay. So how were you able to like, navigate your brand through social media, and like, how do you kind of like channel it personally?
For the most part, my perspective on social media is that I'll say about 65 to 75% of the people just trolling or just there to have fun. So I just look at it from that perspective and try not to take things so seriously or personal when I go on social media. Most times I go to laugh or like just check and see like what my friends have been up to, stuff like that. So I was kind of late to social media train because, like I said before, I was more of an outside kid and I wasn't that deep into technology. But now you have to be in order to progress as a brand or as an individual who's looking to grow a business or something like that. So now you have to be more in tune to social media. But one of the ways I navigate it is I try not to spend all my time on it. So I use it for what it's used for, whether it be business or personal, but I try to limit my time on it.
That's what's up. I ain't gonna lie, man. I be guilty sometimes. I scroll through. I be like, bro, I think I'm spending way too much time on this. Why am I?
Yeah,
Let me get back to what I need to
definitely
do.
fall into the trap.
Yeah, you'll fall into the trap,
You will
right?
be scrolling for a whole hour.
Right, and I'm like, yo, like, all right, man, like, I need to go ahead and do this though. Like, but why am I so stuck on this? And it's like, man, you gotta watch what you entertain, man. It's vicious, though.
or you pick up your phone and you click on the app and you be like, wait, why did I just click on this app?
Right.
There's nothing on there. I tried to refresh it. Nobody posted nothing.
Right, exactly. And
Why am
I'm
I
still stuck on it,
clicking
right? Because I'm hooked. I'm like, man, somebody got to drop something real quick, So it's just like, and it's so time consuming because, yeah, man, it's crazy because they come out with studies and stuff, and they're sitting there saying like a lot of people that spend their time on social media aren't really productive and things like that. So I'm like, yo, like, it's crazy.
It's definitely easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah, don't fall into the trap, y'all. I definitely say that. Don't fall into the trap for sure, because it'll catch you. It caught me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm still trying to climb out of it. So I do. So what are some, I guess, ways that you feel like, for business, like you were saying before, like helping other people, with businesses and things like that? Because I know that you also utilize your platform, just going live and sharing business tips. What kind of made you want to just hop out there and do that too? Because I think that's pretty dope for people to know.
That was a way for me to provide the free knowledge that I have. Because some people, like friends that I know or people who know that I have a brand, they might have a question about the early stages of my process of how I found a person to make my logo, who do I go to print my shirts, and the business tips was a way for me to just provide that knowledge for everyone who comes to my page who's thinking about starting a brand. And that's one of my ways of just giving back, whether it be knowledge.
That's what's up,
And
man.
that's how I support the community, because there's many ways to support. All support doesn't have to be monetary. So it could be knowledge, just being there as a listening ear or providing your words of encouragement and to others.
No, I agree, because I think a lot of people, our community, we get caught on monetary so much. Like, oh, all right, man, you ain't buy me this, or you ain't buy that. I had 100 shirts and you only bought one, or you just sat there and only posted one joint and you ain't even buy nothing from me. So it just causes, like the friction. But like you're saying, support and, just ways to give back in so many different ways. Like you were saying with knowledge, it's just the trials and tribulations that you go through as a person, right? I think we're in a day and age now where it's like, man, all right, well, you say that you got this, you say that you got that, man, give me some money. But then you're like, all right, I'm going to just show you some knowledge. So would you rather give somebody like $100 or give somebody a book?
Books.
Books.
This is the thing. Like I said, I didn't like English. Over the past 2 to 3 years, I've started reading more. Because I wasn't really into reading. Like growing up, I would just look at books for pictures. And like I had a favorite book that I had, and I would just read the same book over and over again. But I wasn't well read. So now, my first year, which was the year I started my business, I set a goal to read 3 books. Just a goal for myself that was low, but still achievable, just to get into the tradition and the routine of reading books. So I read 5 books in 2020. Then last year, my goal was 10 books. and I read 8 books. So I came up short, but I still read more books than I read the year before.
Yeah, I'm gonna clap it up for that, man. I ain't
So-
gonna lie. I'm gonna clap that up because I think that's dope too. You know, you're setting a realistic goal for yourself. A lot of people be like, man, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, like overcommit.
And through that process, I've learned that I'm more of a visual person when it comes to learning. Like, I can sit and watch documentaries, or I'm on YouTube a lot. So if I transition from watching videos that just entertain me to watching videos that I can learn from, I can still spend that time on this app, but just gain more knowledge. So my goal for this year is to read 15 books, but watch 40 documentaries. So I'm still gaining knowledge, but it's just, I just realized that reading books might not be my thing, but I'm still going to progress in that area.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I'm with you on that. That's dope. I mean, I'm not really the documentary type of person. Like, I'll watch. I'm visual on that, but at the same time, it's like documentaries. Like I said, it's a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Go up, go down, go up, go down. Like, it's different. So that's what's up, though. I know reading books. I know I'm gonna definitely read more books this year. I'll probably read 20 more. That's how I look at it. I've been reading a lot since the pandemic too, so I think that's definitely dope and being realistic with the goal.
You read every day, or you
I
read in
read-
spurts?
So I'm in spurts, really. So if I get a book and I tell myself like, all right, bet, like I don't even really look at like if I crack open the book, and I start reading. Prime example, I was reading a book. I actually just finished reading the book, How to Be an Imperfectionist. Right. I had got the book on Monday, and literally I just opened the book and I was reading it, and I just literally found myself 4 days later just done.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that the flow of the book and the fact that it was so interesting, the fact that I'm just learning about, so many things at one time. It's like, if it intrigues you so much, you're just going to probably hit the go button and just keep going. You know what I'm saying? But it's been some books where it's like, all right, I'll take my time. Like, I'll try to read a chapter a day or maybe 2 chapters a day. It really depends on the subject matter.
Yeah, like my 2021 goal for reading, like, I could have finished 10 or more books. Like, I have, 3 or 4 books I started reading, but I didn't finish them. So I completed 8, but I started, 4 other books that I just fell out of the flow and didn't finish. But one book I read, which was very good, that I read in one day in, 4 hours. I was sitting in a tattoo shop with my cousin. She was getting a tattoo, and I forgot my phone in the house, but I had my laptop in my book bag. But I had no Wi-Fi because they didn't have the Wi-Fi code. But I had downloaded The Alchemist to my MacBook Air. So then I was just like, I'm bored. I do have a book on here, so let me try to read it. And I finished The Alchemist in 4 hours. While she was getting her tattoo, I was just sitting there reading it. And the story was intriguing, so it kept me interested. And that was probably the fastest I've read a book straight through.
I heard about that. I got to dive into that because I'm hearing a lot about that book. I'm hearing
Great
a lot
book.
about that book.
I can send it to you, man.
Okay. I'll take you up on that. I ain't gonna lie, because there's a lot of suggestional reads I have out there. I think a lot of people, they whatever's relatable for them, right? But I think the self-help books really, spark more motivation for myself. So I find myself gravitated to those books a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all good. So as far as just the transition of everything, the goals, you said a reading goal this year. Is there any other goals that you have set this year, or is this more so like, all right,
I have some savings goals. So another thing I've done, I've decided that any cash that I come into contact with, other than business cash, that I'll be putting back into my business. But I've created 4 envelopes for cash. So I got a personal goal, I got a business savings goal, I got a travel goal because I plan to travel more, at least take one big trip a year, if more possible. And then I have a goal for home repairs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the cash I come into contact with, divvying it up and putting it in envelopes and not touching it.
Okay.
So that's one of my ways of saving and keeping money away from myself. So when I look back at the end of the year, I'm going to be like, this envelope looking thick, right?
Yeah.
Got some money in here.
Yeah,
so.
that's what's up. Nah, definitely saving, man. We definitely got to save our money because we be sitting there and we be consuming a lot. I think if you spend I don't know if it's accurate, but if you spend like $27 a day and there's 365 days in a year, bro, you done spend $10,000. And some people may not even know that.
Trust me,
right?
bro.
So it's just like, bro, what?
Last year,
You
I
feel me?
started, like, in my notes, tracking all the money I spend. And at the end of the year, I was like, I spent all this money. I just want to see this in my bank.
Right.
Like, it was like,
You gotta be careful
I gotta
with your
do better.
investments, right?
I
You
gotta
gotta
do
do better, right? Be more financially responsible, right?
and for me, it's like, it'd be small things that add up over time, like food. Let's say you spend $8 to $10 a day on food, like eating out,
Right.
maybe get breakfast or something like that. In a year, that adds up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then with business expenses, like you spend a lump sum of money at one time, and that adds up too. But it's just like, for me, I don't spend money as crazy as some others may be, but I'm still trying to cut down on the things I spend my money on.
Facts. Now, I agree with you 100% because, you know, we definitely have to be accountable, right? You know what I'm saying? As people, definitely to be accountable about that. So, like, what really gets you going? Like, you know what I'm saying, in the morning? Like, what's your motivation? Or, like, you know, like, say, for example, like, your favorite genre of music, like, what really puts you in your zone or your mode to be like, I bet, like, this is about to be a great day? Or
Music
like,
genres. Music genres. I listen to some of everything. I haven't gotten into country music. Maybe it's just I haven't found a artist that I rock with. But I listen to some of everything. As of late, I've been listening to the new Rick Ross album, Richer Than I Ever Been, Yellow Tape 2 by Key Glock, Life of a Savage 2 by No Savage,
Okay.
the Lil Baby and Lil Durk album. What else? Raw Wave is high on the list, and I've heard about Big Crit recently.
Okay.
So from Texas. So I've been diving into his catalog. He got some fire. People like Common, Nipsey, stuff like that.
That's what's up.
Little R&B here and there.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the more genres of music, or I guess not necessarily more genres of music, but the more artists you could, you know, kind of tap into, it gives you a, you know, broader perspective on things. So I think that's definitely important as well.
And my favorite, well, one of my top 5 artists as of late is Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco. Oh, hi.
Fire catalog, man.
Yeah, Lupe Fiasco is dope, man. I remember that. Kick, push, coast. I ain't gonna lie, that song made me dream a little bit more. I mean, I ain't touched no skateboard, but I'm just saying, like, you feel me? Like, I never touched no skateboard, but, like, he definitely has, you know, storyteller elements. I love the rappers that just rap, you know? So it's no knock to the, you know, the rah-rah rap, or, you know, mama rap or trap rap, whatever they call it in so many genres, right? It's a space for everybody, right? But I just came up off the, you know, Pac, Biggie, Nas, Hove, you know, Lil Wayne, T.I., like 50, those people, and, you know, the storytelling artists like, you know, Dave East now or Griselda, things like that. Like, I like rappers that, you know, teach me something. Like, I'm trying to learn something.
I think for me personally, I definitely tap into those artists that you named, but some of the newer artists or some of the people I've listed now, I think it's the tone of the music, whether it's the not necessarily the words that they use, but maybe the beats they select. It's like those are upbeat, up tempo, so they get you hyped for the day.
Oh yeah,
and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. So that's how I use that. But I've definitely, that's one of the things I've noticed in transition when I transitioned from high school to college. In high school, I listened to more local artists like trap music and stuff like that. And once I got to college and I started expanding like the genres and the artists I listened to, I realized that the music I listened to in high school affected my mood, whether it be trap music, and I was listening to this 24/7 all day, bumping it loud in my ears. The way it made me feel was more aggressive. I was more aggressive, more like angry in certain situations. And then as I transitioned to listening to other music, it allowed me to calm down, whether tap into other emotions and stuff like that. So that's when I realized that music and what we put into our ears and our minds is very valuable, and we should be cautious of what we listening to 24/7 and switch it up sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, definitely let it switch up. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like sometimes I find myself listening to, like I said, rap or, like I said, if it's R&B, I'm playing, Mary J. Blige. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody like that, somebody soulful, somebody I can connect to. And I think we listen to people that we relate to too.
I be tapping into classical music, piano. I be listening to pianos to go to sleep, listening to instrumentals sometimes when I'm just driving and I want to think and not necessarily listen to words. I play instrumentals. Like that's another thing you can tap into where you can still get the bass, the beat, the rhythm, however you want to feel, but you still allow yourself to be in your own thoughts and give yourself an opportunity to talk to yourself.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, if you were sitting at a round table, right? Let's say, for example, you're sitting at a round table, and there's probably like 10 people, including yourself. What other 9 people would be at your round table? Like, who would you want to have like a conversation with, like talk to?
Just general?
Just like in general, or like someone that you may be inspired by, motivated by,
10 people.
Yeah, 10 people.
Kind of hard. I'm trying to think. One, I might not identify direct people, but I'm gonna say the fields in which I would want to learn information from.
Okay, that's
so,
right.
An accountant is one, to better learn how to manage and deal with large sums of money. Because I personally didn't have that experience growing up, and my parents didn't have that experience. So that's a new field that a lot of people from our area needs to learn more about in order to progress and better save money and learn how to, when they come into large sums of money, keep it for long periods of time. So an accountant, who else? I'm interested in buying land. That's one of my lifetime goals. So someone who's into real estate and land ownership, things like that. I would want to be at a table with someone who has experience in the fashion industry, because before I started my brand, I wasn't really a fashionable person. I just looked at it as an opportunity to get into business, which is something I'm interested into, at a low cost, and you don't really need much experience to start. You just learn it as you progress. So someone who's more well-rounded in the fashion stance, in the fashion sense. So someone like that. What's that, 3?
Yeah, that's 3.
Other than that, can't really think of many other people. Whoever can provide me knowledge on how to grow as a man, business owner, and teach me things on how to provide for other people.
That's
like
good.
Community leaders, people like yourself who are in tune with other people, who support the community and give back to others. I want to be in line with and networked and in connection with those people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, 10 is kind of steep, right? But I think, to help you out, because I'm gonna help you out, man. I ain't gonna have you slipping the bar. Accountant, you said, definitely. You said somebody in real estate. That was 2, right? You said somebody that was connected in the community. That's 3. Fashion 4. I think we're gonna need a lawyer at the table. Right?
Yeah, we definitely
we're gonna need a lawyer at the table.
Yeah.
PR? You need a PR at the table just in case? Like somebody that deals with public relations? Possibly?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. So public relations, that's 6. Let's see. Security, we might need that, right? Just
True.
in case things get big.
True.
So that's 7. What else? Said lawyer.
I don't need no driver. I'm going to drive myself.
You said you don't need a driver, you don't need no driver. You don't need no maid either.
No,
Nobody
I don't
that's
need
gonna
no maid.
provide
Well,
hospitality services.
That's a way that you can provide a job for somebody, though.
Yeah, okay, so hospitality services, we'll add that.
You can pay somebody once a week to clean your crib, and you should be cleaning your crib the other days.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Well,
say
you should
they
clean your crib anyway.
Yeah,
every day.
They come in your house
every day.
on
Make
a
sure
Friday
that's
and just make sure everything is nice and clean, but you should make sure you're taking care of your part, and that's just your way of providing funds for them to take care of their families. So.
Yeah, that, okay. And then, so we got that. And then, I mean.
You know, this is something I have to get over. I just realized that on here, but I try to do everything myself, so I have to delegate more. So I know I like to take pictures, but I'm not as experienced in it yet. I'm gonna need a photographer.
All right, so photographer. All right, so we named 9. We need one more to fill out this round table. Well, no. We named 9. You at the table, so you 10. We good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we straight.
10
All right, so the
people at the
photographer, the lawyer, the accountant, the PR, the maid, fashion designer,
Accountant
accountant. Yeah, we good. We got everything on the
and
table.
real estate. Yeah.
In real estate, we good. We got everybody at the table. Yeah, and those are the things that are very, very important, I think, because like I said, we're not
And
mindful of
security,
it.
too, yeah.
And the security, yeah. Because like I said, as you get bigger, you're gonna have to learn how to move and operate, right? Cause
Definitely protect the brand and protect yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, what does self-care look like for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how? Because I know, like, you know, you get caught in the grind, you get caught in the mix. Like, what does, like, I guess downtime look like for you? Like,
If I'm not exercising, I also help coach at my high school, so I provide that service of giving back and with my knowledge of football and just my time with helping develop the youth in that manner. So if I'm not working out or helping coach at my high school, then I'm either chilling at home, just watching Netflix or YouTube, or I'm hanging with my cousins, trying to plan a trip, or just hanging out, chilling for the most part. I don't really get into much. I want to start traveling more. I'm into activities. I like going and doing things. It's fun, so that's what I'm into.
that's what's up. Do you have any suggestions for, like, the Netflix or the YouTube? Like, if you wanted to, like, put somebody on game real quick.
All right,
like,
bet.
He said bet.
Peaky Blinders is a show on Netflix. Peaky Blinders. Many people probably seen Ozark already. Ozark or what's the other one that I just watched? Money Heist is good, and a few other shows. Oh, I just started watching the Stand Ups, which is a comedy special on Netflix, and there's some funny comedians on there. Other than that, Netflix-wise, podcasts. I'm into podcasts. I watched the 85 South Show, which is a comedy podcast.
Comedy podcast.
And that's funny. And they also shout out businesses and stuff on there. So that's a great podcast I get into. Other than that, YouTube-wise, I'm watching people build things, whether it's houses. I'm into stuff like that, architecture, engineering, things like that. Sometimes I just got to tap into my childhood, and I watch some highlights of gameplays and stuff that I was into growing up. So, yeah.
That's what's up. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think, you know, what we watch and what we entertain is very, very important. You know, I don't really got that many suggestions. I just feel like, you know, you can learn from everywhere. I would just challenge people to, like, remove the toxic, you know what I'm saying, the toxic platforms, and, you know, always find ways to, like, learn your, you know, like, learn, you know what I'm saying, and always try to grow in your process, because, you know, it's a lot of negativity out here, and it's a lot of, you know, platforms that promote different things. So just really be intentional about how, like, you move and what you consume and things of that.
Definitely.
Did you have any, like, favorite movies when you grew up, like, that you loved watching that you could probably still watch to this day? And be like, man, you know what, that movie still gets me excited. That movie's so good.
Movies. I was the person that never liked to watch movies twice.
Wow. Okay.
Like I always wanted to see a new movie, but as of late, like I've been rewatching older movies, and I'm like, maybe I didn't catch that the first time I watched it, or my perspective now on watching it is different. So now I understand the value of watching movies more than one time. So I wouldn't say I have many favorites. I like Blade growing up. That was a good movie to me. And then all the other movies was just like stuff they threw on just for us to have something to watch. Like I didn't really have favorite movies because I never watched movies more than once.
Okay. Favorite superhero? Did you have one of those at least, or not?
Green Arrow, which is a good show on Netflix too. But I guess him. Other than that, Not really. I was slightly looking at comics because my dad had a lot of comic books, so I would look at those. But I wasn't real heavy into like the Marvel or DC universe as much.
Okay.
How about yourself?
No, me, I ain't. Man, it's hard, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Marvel, I definitely say like my favorite superhero. I mean, I like Captain America for sure. Who else? Wolverine is dope. Deadpool's an antagonist slash hero, so I guess he don't count as a superhero or whatever. But he's funny. I like who else? I'm gonna have to say I wasn't really a big fan of Superman like that. I like Batman. Batman cool. Flash is cool.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is okay. I think Spider-Man is like.
You seen the new Spider-Man?
Yeah, I saw it.
I
It was
haven't.
cool.
I haven't seen it yet.
But one thing I'll say about Spider-Man is I think that Spider-Man, like, it's funny because I think a lot of people are going to be like, what? What is he talking about? Spider-Man is definitely the Drake of Marvel. And the reason why I say that is because he's liked by everybody or he's just, like, the fan favorite. Like, he's going to do the numbers. It's like Spider-Man. Like, you can't deny it. So, I just have to respect the numbers off that one, like that. So, yeah, for sure. I mean, and like I said, I can't leave out Black Panther for sure. Black Panther was definitely dope, but it's not only because he's African American, but I just feel like that movie itself it resonated with a lot of people culture wise. Like we've never seen a production put like that before in the Hollywood space. So I think that was definitely dope as well. Yeah, man. Did you have any like? How can I say, like, what's your favorite food? Like, we go into
My favorite food, I like hot wings.
From where, though? Or it's just hot wings?
Doesn't matter. I'm not a picky eater. Hot wings is probably my number one favorite. Other than that, I eat some of everything.
Okay.
So
you ain't picky. That's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people, they be picky, like, all right, man, you said hot wings. All right, man, you mean drums or you mean flats? You feel what I'm saying? Nah, there are people like that though. There are people
definitely
like
is. My mom only likes flats. I'm like, it's
that. I
the
know
same
people that like
thing as
flats
chicken.
too. It's like chicken is chicken. They be like, no, it's not. The flat pieces is better than the drums. I'm like, what? Chicken is chicken though.
You
So,
like cooking?
Cooking, I'm getting into it. I'm a rookie, man. Like I'm a rookie on 2K with cooking. I ain't gonna lie.
All it is, bruh, is just experimenting, finding out what you like.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
I just tell people I can cook well enough for myself. That means I don't want to make you no food, but I know how to cook.
That's fair, right?
I cook
That's
well
fair,
enough
right?
for myself.
Right, that's fair. So any motivation you want to give to the people, like any motivation, any gems, like if somebody wants to be in the field like you or just, build it, like they have a dream, they have an idea, but it's in fruition or it's on a standstill because of a roadblock or something like that. Like what motivation would you give them?
One of my quotes is slow progress is better than no progress. That's one of my quotes that I've created. Well, I think I created. I don't know if anybody came up with it before me. Could have, but that's one of the quotes I have posted on my Instagram. Slow progress is better than no progress, and what that means is to me is just run your own race. Try not to compare your timing to other people's timing. It's all gonna come. Just trust the process. Keep grinding, even when it doesn't look like it's paying off. Keep putting in the grind, and somebody gonna notice your grind and support you and support your grind.
I agree with that 100%. Like I said, because real recognize real for me. That's how I kind of looked at it. Like, just like if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you're trying to be, like I said, a boss. I feel like you have to understand customer service first, right? So I think you got to learn how to work with people before you decide to be like, all right, but I'm the CEO of this, I'm the CEO of that. But also, I will also say, like, man, like, no matter how people try to like water you down or gas you up, man, stay solid. That's how I gotta look at it.
Stay
man.
solid.
You gotta stay solid.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of younger people fall into. You might have a question, but you may not know how to go about asking, or you might be nervous, or maybe you might not think that the person going to provide you with the answer that you're looking for. But just ask questions. I think that's something that I personally do well. I ask a lot of questions. Some people might get tired of me asking questions, but I'm going to keep asking questions until I get a great understanding and I'm able to use what you provided.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I definitely say, listen to understand as opposed to reply. I would definitely, because like I said, I was hard-headed. So it's like, man, I ain't want to listen to nobody, like my way or the highway. So, just understanding that, hear them out first, then, gather your thoughts, then process everything, and then go ahead and respond to that. So I just feel like, it's a lot of gems. I feel like there's a lot of things that we got into. Definitely, and it was just definitely dope, a vibe. I'm rooting for you, King, man. Like I said, I support the brand, man. I'm telling y'all, man, make sure that y'all shop stay solid, man.
Solid Clothing. The Instagram is solid.clothing with the number 4, SOLID.CLOTHING, number 4.
And all I'm going to try to tell y'all, man, is at the same time, support people, man. Pour into people, man. Don't be afraid to pour into people. Don't be afraid to support somebody. If you like something, share it with somebody. You never know how far a post can take them. You never know how far a comment could take them. A like or a suggestion. Like, at the end of the day, you want the support, start showing the support. You want the love, start showing the love, man.
Facts.
Because we got to, what I'm saying? We all we got. So, like I said, once again, man, I appreciate you, man. It's all love, bro. It's all love. Like I said, I want people to inspire before they expire as always. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious of knowing how you move, man. Don't entertain anything. You are what you entertain, not attract. And with that being said, the harder you grind, the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we out, y'all. Yeah.